Hello, everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome and thank you so much for hanging out here with me today. I did started another video and it kind of froze. There was a call coming in that kind of interrupted the whole process. It has happened in the past and I thought that it was going to fix itself, but I am not seeing that. So hopefully it gets better and it gets resolved, or it has resolved itself. I am seeing myself now in my computer, which is always like my way of finding out if things are going to be working well. So if you are here, please let me know. I only see myself connected. So hopefully we managed to get this going. So I am going to do a quick recap of what I've just done. The first thing I'm going to say is the Very Merry workshop. It's coming. It's going to be in August and it will include 6 cards. 3 would be made on one video, which will be released on August 1st, and 6 will be made on another video released on August 8th. It will be using mainly the So Very Merry stamp set, which is a standalone stamp set, and you can use either the 2 3/8 circle punch, or you can use your layer circles or other circle dies that you have. I see some people joining in. Oh, hey, Connie. Please let me know if we have issues. So hopefully this gets resolved. Let's move to the crafting table and cross our fingers. Okay. I did silence again, re-silence my notifications, making sure that nothing comes through. So hopefully there's no interruptions. I'm going to do a quick recap of what we just did, but I'm not going to do it all again. So what I did, I grabbed a piece of white cardstock and score it in half. And I can do that for you right here. So score on the 8.5 side at the 4.25 inch mark, and on the 11 side at the 5.5 inch side. So this is what you end up with, just a quick grid. I'm going to put that away. And then the next step was cutting it in diagonally. So you just align the edges. These 2 pointy edges, you align it in your trimmer and cut it diagonally. It takes a little bit of work because they are, it's longer than the trimmer, so you really have to play with it. But that's the only challenging thing. The next thing I did was I cut, hey Joanne, how are you? Please let me know, guys, if there's any interaction or connectivity issues. I did cut one of our card bases in half, and this piece now measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So that's our first layer, and our second layer is 4 by 5.25. Now I did cut another one of our envelopes, and it measures the same as our other layer, second layer, 4 by 5.25. And I was making sure because I was almost sure I had not cut it, because that's what I was doing when all the craziness started happening. Okay, so now we have 2 different layers and one first layer. Okay, I guess 2 different second layers and 1 first layer. Now let me go back here to that card base we worked initially with. Where you at? Oh, here it is. So this is what we end up with. Let me move this a little bit further. Okay, so this is what you end up with, and you actually end up with 2, and you will be able to make 2 different cards out of this design. These, I saw several options in Pinterest. The one that I, kind of like clicked and looked at was from Stampin' Jill. She is a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So if you want to visit her site, is, let me see, make sure it is. I think it's stampinjill.com. Okay. Very simple because we had scored these previously. I'm turning it around because I don't know if you can tell. Sometimes when you cut, you end up with a like the edge is a little bit up. I don't even know how to explain this. So you can either do this and that will solve it, or just make sure where you fold. I am just going to fold on this side to make sure that that works well. And bring in my bum folder to really crease those folds. Okay. And then we're going to go to the other one and fold as well and crease. That's noisy. So you, like I said, end up with two different cards. This works very, very well because now we can put this one of the many little tags we have in this fun paper pumpkin kit in here, and that will absolutely work wonderfully. I was telling you guys that one of the ways to solve this a little bit is by putting magnets. You can either put a magnet here and in here, so it, when you flip it, it will close, right? And this, then it will keep everything closed. Or maybe a magnet between these and this, and it will most likely keep it closer better. I am not too concerned about it, to be fully honest. We can try the magnets. You guys know I don't like to include anything that is not in the kit, and magnets is not part of that. But I have a few magnets, smaller magnets. I just get them in Amazon, and we are probably able to use those. Let's see, I have several types actually. These are tiny little magnets that you can use. These are a little bit thicker. I want to say they're about an eighth thicker. So if that's something that you want, that's something that you can totally do. There are these other magnet discs, and I have them here. I still have them. They bring, I don't know if you can tell, they're a little thinner. Let me see if I open one of these. And say Miss Everything. Hey Kiwi, how are you? I get them in Amazon. I don't think these are linked down below. I think the other ones are. Let's see if these are real. These are new. I just saw them. They pop up, and I just want to make sure that they are as thin as I think they are. But yeah, they're much thinner. Okay, two things about these. They much thinner. Look at that. Much better for cards and crafts. So these ones are better, and they do have some adhesive in the back, so you remove that and you can tell. And on top of that, it has, a little mark with the positive and the negative sides. Let me show you up here. See? So these seem awesome. I've not used them yet, but today may be the day that we can use them. Again, I was not planning on using them just because, like I said, I just don't want to add something extra to the kit. Let's go ahead and put this together, which is going to be super simple. Move these out of the way. Now we bring those 3 layers we created. Again, this is the big layer. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And these 2 are the same measurement. So they're the secondary layers, and they're 4 by 5 1/4. Sorry guys. And all we're going to do is we are going to cut this, and I am going to cut the first layer initially because I really want to make sure it's going to fit well. Like I've said, we're going to cut these diagonally. Yes, I am pushing myself with all these triangles, let's see right there. I think they are well aligned, just like I've mentioned in the past. Please start in the middle. It costs nothing, and you will not smush your corners like it happened here. Can you tell it's been smudged? You don't want that, right? So we have these two pieces diagonally, which are going to work well for our card. And they are not going to work well because I didn't calculate this. So very, very important. This is going to work for this one, I think. Yeah. Always remember, oh my God, Maria, it's not going to work. Thankfully, we have another piece. So always remember to cut in the same direction. Let me move this in here so you guys see what I'm saying. So I align these this way. If I put it in here, then I realized that it was not going to work, but I didn't do that step. I got very sure that this was going to work exactly like I wanted to. Well, it didn't. So let's go back and do that together. So here's your card. We need to cut this way. We're going to put our card base here. And actually, Maria is going to make a little dot in here. So I remember that is the corner I have to cut. Otherwise, it's going to happen again. And we're going to bring this piece is still bigger, so we have to make it smaller anyways. So this is, again, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I'm glad that happened to me, so you guys save yourselves that pain. So again, I have my little dot in here, and I'm going to cut exactly on that, aligning those two corners together in my trim here. I love this trimmer, you guys know. And start in the middle. Make yourself, I'm sorry guys, if you see my big head, there. Make yourself a favor. Now we're going to try again. Dun, 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 dun. This is the moment of truth. It did work. How funny. And this is why I'm going to bring this in here so you guys can tell. This is why I was telling you about. So I keep liking my 1/8, but you see how close that is? It's like a 16th of a difference. So if you're okay, and I'm going to leave it as is, if you're okay with that, that is fine. If you are not, you can cut probably another 1/8 somewhere else, and that will work. And just to show you guys, let's cut. I'm going to cut on this side. I'm going to cut a 16th and see where we got. I like close, not close. Guys, help me out here. I like small margins, small borders. I have to be honest. I have said that 100 times, but there you go. See, it fits a little bit better with that 16th. So I like that a little bit better. What you guys think? Bottom line, you can cut these smaller than what I did cut. And I will put those two measurements in there and remind you that with one it would be much tighter. Which reminds me that I have not said this. All measurements will be included down below. So you'll have two measurements. One that is going to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and the other one is going to be using the 16ths, which would be 4 1/16 by 5 3/8. Okay, but I'll include those for you guys. But that means, of course, that means that these is going to have the same. These two are going to have the same issue, right? These two layers. So I'm going to make them smaller as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off an inch from the side, like we did on that. I'm going to take an inch from the side, and an inch, a 16th of an inch. And if you don't know, the 16th of an inch is always this long brown line. That's our first 16th. So I'm aligning them both, and I'm going to cut it. Uh-oh, Maria shouldn't have done that. I was thinking it was not going to work well. So I'm going to remove one. That was wishful thinking. Oh, why is this not cutting well? Okay, well, that goes there. Let's bring another envelope. For whatever reason, it's not working well. Hopefully this works well. 16th of an inch tends to be a little tougher on our trimmers, but I've never had an issue. So let's see if this works well. That did work well. So we got one at least. And I'm moving this one back in here. So I'm cutting the edges at that 16th inch mark just to open, being able to open my my envelope. And I'm cutting this beautiful flap that can be used in so many ways. Thank you, Connie, for letting me know. I appreciate that. And taking that other piece. And we know now this needs to measure 4 1/16, right? So right there. And I'm going to cut it there. And I'm going to cut these at 5 1/4. So we have the same measurement on the 5 1/2 side. I hope that makes sense to you all. If not, please let me know. I'm grabbing these to make sure this is working. I think I need to cut a little bit more, so I did not calculate that well. Okay. I did not calculate that well. So this was actually for Maria and her math. And I cut it a 16th smaller. So actually it's 3 15/16. I don't even know how you pronounce that, guys. Can you tell me how you pronounce that? But it is the one right next to our 4th. And I cut this wrong, but that's fine. This is going to be a little smaller, a 16th smaller. And now we're going to line these two, cut it diagonally. Again. Oh, aha, I was going to make the same mistake, guys. Same mistake. We go ahead, we align this, and we put this in here. We make a little bit of a mark, and that way we know we're cutting on the right position. Same mistake. Oh my God, I'm so thankful I didn't. Start from the middle and go ahead and we'll do the same thing. And I'm going to do it back again because you can tell I make this mistake pretty often, right? Okay, I'm put a little dot in there and I'm aligning this 2 corners to cut diagonally. Love my trimmer. It helps very much. And again, start from the middle so you don't smudge your little corner. And back. Phew, guys, we made it. I think we don't need this trimmer anymore. So let's start with our layers. And like I said, you will be able to make 2 cards from these cuttings. Here is the second card, and you'll see what I mean here in a minute. So we're going to layer 1. This is the top, so be mindful of that. This is the second layer, and it's still pretty close with the margin. And so I'm going to come back in here and cut a little bit more. Let's see. So I cut an 1/8 at a 16th. That looks much better, but I still want it shorter. So bottom line, I think we need to cut the initial piece, the second layer, instead of being 4, which is what I would go for usually, I would cut at least at 7, at least at 3 7/8, if not smaller. And we will play here in a second so I can give you the exact measurements, but I will absolutely have that there down below corrected. You see what I'm saying? Now it feels in a much better position, right? Which means that our smaller one is going to work better. Funny enough. Yeah, this one, remember that I made this one a little bigger? So this one's a little smaller, so that one's going to work. Perfect. That happened, guys. Okay, so let's bring our, whenever I work with triangles, you guys know I use glue. I'm not a glue fan, but I am a fan of the flexibility it gives me when I am gluing triangles, because it's not like a set option, and it allows me that wiggly time to connect this exactly how I want it. Okay, so we have one, and where's the other one? Here's the other one. We have two. So 2 layers. Guys, this is going to be so quickly. It's impressive. I would say when you are working with this, make sure that one of the layers is does not have a pattern with, oops, sorry guys, that's my dog that's here with me, a pattern with direction, because it's much easier to then work with this. See, like it doesn't matter this one because it's going to go in here. So whichever pattern, because there's no pattern, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be worried about that. We're going to go ahead and adhere this. For some reason, my card, look at that, get all dirty inside. Okay. And I always extend everything. Hey, hello, Kathy, and welcome from Canada. I forgot to ask, Kiwi, how is Texas? It feels to me that it's been super warm. You know, Mary she lives in Texas too, and she's always telling me the temperature, and I'm like, that sounds very hot to me. And I'm going to bring this other one. Again, make sure that you're using the right direction for it. And there we go. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. You guys, I love this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring one of my blending brushes. Yes, my blending brushes. You guys know I love my blending brushes. Whoops, guys, sorry. My Night of Navy. And we are going to just like do a little bit of a blending in here. Not too much. You also know that I always bring some extra blending paper so I extend the life of this one. And it's going to go into the top. More like that. And if you are familiar with this kit, then you know which stamps that I'm thinking of putting in here. We'll still have some area here to, okay, sorry, I am way below. I'm going to leave still some area here to be able to write, but I really want this to look like that, and I really like that very much. Whoops. There's my dog again, guys. I'm sorry about that. I'm looking for my little stamp set. So I really like this stamp. Let me bring it up here. I think it's just so gorgeous. And so we're going to put it like this in here. So almost like the flowers are falling. Hey, hi Cynthia, how are you? I really like that idea. So let me bring one of my blocks. I have all my Stampin' Up blocks. And I always recommend, I know if you're a paper pumpkin user and that's the only thing that you use, then don't, right? But if you want to invest a little bit, our blocks are amazing. So you guys know I always stamp on my grid to make sure that it's stamping okay. And now, let's see. Sorry about my dog. I know. And I'm coming here and I'm trying to center this as best as I can. Guys, my big head is going to go in your camera view most likely. Okay. Sorry. And that's all I'm going to leave in there, just as a little decoration inside. And then we can put another sentiment in here. Which I like the thanks for your hospitality. I usually do not make invites or invitations of any sort. I guess what I'm trying to say, I don't do invites for anything. And so to me, it really does not make a whole lot of sense of putting the you're invited. But if you have to make those, then that makes a little bit of sense, right? I'm going to bring the thanks for your hospitality in here. And I'm going to try to center it because as you guys can tell, it's one. And there it goes. Guys, it's a miracle. I actually stamp it straight. Okay, and now we're done with the inside. For this area, so this is the one we're going to put in here. And that's just going to be wonderful as is. Let me bring, I keep looking for them outside. I really, really like this big vase. And that's the one we're going to be using there. But as you can tell, we still have some, I guess, solid area. And I was thinking we can totally use our, oh my gosh, I just lost my, okay, let's remove this ugly paper from here first. There we go. And I just, ta-da, lost my stamps. So that's fine. I guess we're done, guys. Jesus in heavens. That is so crazy when that happens. How often do you use your, in this case, anything, take your pick, your scissors, how often do you lose them while you're crafting? I would like to know if I'm the only one. Okay, I found them, guys. It's so sad when you realize that you keep losing everything all the time. So I'm just keeping these here for reference. And I'm going to bring, wait, there he is. I want it centered. I'm going to move this out of the way. So again, this is just for reference. So I know more or less where I want some of these. I'm going to lift that one there. And I'm going to stamp that one there, I guess. Maybe one, even if all we see is a little bit of it, right? Okay, very simple because this is already very busy, right? So I don't really want to make this busier. I just want a little something out there. Those flowers are amazing. And now we're going to adhere. Let's bring our dimensionals. And yes, I am going to use, actually, let me use this one that is already, I've already removed parts of it. I'm going to use the outer side of it. I use this a lot. The kit brings those amazing straight ones. So use those if you want. I just really like to use everything from my kit and from my dimensionals. And so that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just cutting this in half. And then let's bring this one in here. See how easy that is? It's just super simple. That seems to be very big, Maria. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to bring a smaller one. And I think 2 will do. Whoops. I'm going to put one in there and then one on top. Oh. Oh, Connie. I don't know. It gets buried very quickly. I'm so sad, Kiwi, too, that you've lost your little flower stamp. That would make me very, very, very sad. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this piece is, we can see it. So I'm removing it a tiny bit, moving it a tiny bit. And we're going to bring this in here. That makes me so sad for you. I hear you. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kiwi. That is just not cool. Not cool. And here it is. I actually have one somewhere around here. Look for it. Haha, I have it here. Aww. That is, so that happens to me all the time, Cliffy, too. It's crazy. Like, I'm like, I actually have to show you this. There's a few in here that I know where they go to, but there's some that I don't. These, of course, I know. I think these are from the Stargazing Sweet. I don't know this one. Is this from the Rain or Shine? Again, I just keep them here because then I know this is safe. I know where these ones are so that's a good thing. But it's just so frustrating. And I'm going to bring this beautiful Hello Friend and I'm going to put it on top of our vase, but centered. So I'm just going to put a little bit. I keep saying a little bit. Look how much glue it came out with, which is why Tombow and I, this distributor of glue is not a friend of mine. We just really struggle all the time. And I'm going to put it towards the bottom like that. So it'll be like kind of floating. And now we're going to adhere this in here. And I'm just because we've had so many details nowadays, I'm going to turn this around. I think that's a good placement for it. And I'm just going to make a little marking here. Just so I know this is the top, right? This is where I want to put my glue. So I'm going to make a mark there. Yes, guys, it happens to me all the time that I put the glue on the wrong side. Totally guilty of that. It's just so funny that happens. But it's like all the time. I'm not even kidding. And I am going to go ahead and center this in here. You can also use dimensionals for that. Yes. Well, yeah. So this is our orphanage, huh? Our dye orphanage. Yep. The good news is that eventually it will pop up and you'll be like, oh my God, that's where it belongs to. And that's awesome. Okay. Simple. My God. 32 minutes in spite of all the craziness. Isn't this just an absolutely awesome and simple card? And like I said, here is the other side, so the other diagonal, and you'll have all the materials already except the layer. You'll need another layer, but you'll have these already. So if you don't want a layer, guess what? You can do this perfectly. Okay, actually this one will have to come here because of the pattern. And there you go. You'll be able to do this completely different card. We can put this aside, and since it's early, do you guys want to keep going and do another one? I am that person, guys. Yes, I am that person. We have some of these already. We have the same one. We can bring just the blue one. I think let's do just the blue one. If you guys are into it, let me know. We can absolutely do this together. And bring this beautiful pot that I love. And we're going to put this one in here. Let's see. I think that's due. Shall we get going, guys? Let me know. Shall we? Let me know. I'm waiting for you guys to let me know. I'm not even going to cut the blue layer. I'm going to leave it all white. Let me bring my bone folder though, because these need some assistance. Okay. I do have to tell you guys. So I have little chicks today. Well, my broody hen long-lasting efforts paid off today. She not gave, two of the little chickens hatched today, and I am super excited. I'm like a little girl, super excited. So let's go ahead and do this simpler one. You know how Stampin' Up always says, stamp or step up? This will be the simpler one because it does not have another layer. But you can totally like blend this too if you wanted a darker layer. I'm going to go with white today, which is super weird because I am not a white person. I know I've said this often. I feel like, well, maybe it's because I'm so messy and I always get it dirty. And so it's not very useful, right? Let me open this. And let's go ahead and do this. See, ta-da! There you go. Oh, Kathy, it's fine. Let's see. I'm not seeing some of the comments here in my in my little iPad, but hi Tara, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Hi Kathy, it's fine. Just you go and do, but watch the replay. I think it's just super easy and simple card we're making. And we are I'm gonna center this up here. I'm gonna do this. No, I'm not gonna put it still. I'm gonna center there, and I know you guys know that this stamp set brings a little stem. Is that the right word? Guys, let me know if that's the right word. I always forget words. And we're gonna make a few flowers. So I'm gonna make one in there, and then one. I'm gonna turn it around actually, so there's fun to it. One there, and I'm gonna make another one like right there. So 3 flowers. So I know these will do, and so we have different sizes in there. So let's bring 1, and it doesn't really matter, 2 and 3. Now we have 3 flowers in our little front, and we're going to bring our base and put it in there. I'm moving towards the top instead of the lower bottom. Let me make sure I'm in the right place. And I'm going to bring the little friend. I love that friend. Here it is. It's tiny. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny one, but I really like it. Let's see, I'm cleaning my stamp set. Let's bring this one. Super small. And I'm going to center it in here. And by the way, I just feel, okay, you're going to see my big head again. Sorry, guys. And hopefully that is straight, which by a miracle of God, it is straight. I have not received them yet, Tara. But it's fine. They'll arrive here on time. You'll see. And I'm going to leave these as is. And guys, that's your card. Actually, you can move these towards here and let it open this way instead. But thank you very, very much for sending those. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to mark in here, and that's where I need to put my glue, right? So more like that. And I'm actually not going to center this. I'm going to align it in here and in here, just to play with it and with the options we have, right? So lots and lots of fun. And you can decorate something here if you want or not. Again, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing just because I like those flowers very much. I'm bringing the flowers. I'm cleaning them because they were in my, just making sure they're dry. Okay, they're dry. I'm aligning towards the top. I missed. What did Kiwi said? Let's see. I'm looking. Oh, yes. Kiwi. She's on top of something. So, Cliffy, are you a Stampin' Up demonstrator by any chance? So what I would do is I would post it either your demonstrator. If you're a demonstrator, in the demonstrator website is a good one, the demonstrator planning website. Hi, Judy. How are you? Kiwi's right. Facebook groups, whatever you have, like if your own demonstrator has a group that will work. Yeah, that's a great idea, Kiwi. Brilliant. And I'm going to, again, big head coming your way, but there's no way to do it otherwise. And there, ta-da! It's like falling. I love that it's like falling down. And then you can still write stuff in here, right? So there you go. 2 cards, same design, but 2 cards because we got 2 card bases from the same piece, right? Which is very common, but because we cut these, then we could make 2 cards in like 45 minutes, guys. This is amazing. This is a record for me. I gotta tell you guys, it's a whole record. This is much colorful and very beautiful, but and this one is just as beautiful, just simpler. Oh, Cliffy, you're so funny. Well, I mean, if yeah, I would say whatever Facebook groups you're on, that would be your best bet to find where you know where it belongs to. There is always somebody that knows. It's amazing. It amazes me how many people know where things go. Like I said, I lost everything here in my crafting table, and it's just so how people know they're much more organized than me. Thank you, Judy. And for those that you don't know, Judy is on Facebook, so I appreciate that. Very simple to make. I'm surprised about it, but still very beautiful. You know what I am thinking? If I can find them, because we've had the everything is lost today. Haha, I found them. I'm so excited. Thank you, Cliffy. I appreciate that. Let's put some of our adhesive back dots. I'm moving everything that has some ink out of the way. So I really want them, especially here. And it's kind of obvious to me where to put them because, you know, there you go, where they are. So we have 3 little dots there, and I'm going to bring, I know they say that you should use odd numbers, but I want one in here with the friend. And then we can bring this and we can put one here with the friend, one below. This is really struggling. I don't know why it's been struggling so much lately. And one on top of here. And that to me absolutely makes a difference, right? Doesn't that look super cute? I actually think I need one more here. That's not mine. Take your pick, guys. Did you see that? Oh, God in heavens. I'm going to put one on top of here, too. So now it's odd. It's fine. Oh, Kiwi, you are so kind. Thank you. I appreciate that. So Cliffy's Kiwi's asking Cliffy to send her the picture and maybe she'll try to identify it. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did have a boo-boo here. It's minimal. But because I am that person, I'm going to put one there. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate it totally. One here. And maybe one here. I know, I'm very OCD. But the fact is, I have, hopefully, my new paper pumpkin kit will be here soon. I know it shipped already, so I'm just crossing my fingers it will be here soon. And so, oh, see? Tara, for real? How? Really? See? I don't know. I am in Colorado. I'm like right next to Utah. Why isn't it here already? I don't understand that. But anyways, I'll have to wait. So I can wait to play with that one. We'll see how it goes. Yes, this was the one I had in mind. So I put my effort in this one. But I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to make the second one out of the leftovers that you have from this one. I do like this color combination of Calypso Coral and Daffodil Delight with the blues very much. And can you imagine how beautiful this would be if you use just the Calypso Coral option? And of course, same as I've always said, with all the, if you're a demonstrator, if you have other cardstock, you can completely change this and color it 100 times, right? With Calypso Coral cardstock, whatever you want to. So, chan 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 chan, this is, again, your cards for today. I can't believe I actually made 2. Let's see, guys. So I do want to remind you that this is coming. It will be 2 videos, 6 cards, and it will be August 1st will be the release of the first video, and August 8th will be the release of the second video. I still don't have all the information up in the website, but if you're really, really interested, you can shoot me an email, Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com. It will include the PDF tutorial with measurements, list of products, and oh, really? Oh, Tara, now I'm super curious. I hope it arrives soon. Yes, big applause. Let's thank you, Kiwi, for doing that. Um, and Tara is saying that I'm going to love the new paper pumpkin kit. I've been loving it anyway, so yes. So send me an email if you're interested. It's going to cost $7. Um, I've had somebody say it's too cheap, maybe $10, but my initial thought is going to cost $7. You'll get access to the 2 videos. We'll have 2 premieres. I am not doing a live video just because of my foot. It's 3 cards, so it will be like a longer video, and I will not be able to stand a whole hour and a half, 3 hours, whatever it is that it's going to take us to make those videos, right? So that's the only reason it's a premiere, but I will be there in the chat the first time we upload it when we release it, and so we can absolutely chat and ask questions and whatever. Huh, that's so weird. Thank you, Tara. Yeah, I don't know what the dealio is. I think that just living in a little town makes it a little slower. Hi, Sandra. Thank you. So I'm going to show Sandra real quick what we made. This is what we made today, Sandra. These 2 cards, one is Step Up, one is the simple one. This one is really the leftover ones. And we have just one last thing to do, guys. Let me get this ready. It's the raffle for last week. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm getting this all set up, beautifully set up. Okay, guys. Let me remove my email. You don't need that. Chan, 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 chan. Here's the moment of truth. I do have my drum roll. And the winner for last week's card is Deb. Oh, Deb. Yay, Deb. I know you're not here. I have not seen you, but I am so glad you won that card. I hope you enjoy it. 2 things, and I do want to, I don't know even if, well, I just wanted to show you where to look for. So, Deb, I will comment in one of your comments so you are aware that you won. Also always go to the community. So if you go to my channel, on the top there's a tab that says community. If you go there, I am including everybody that's won there, so you're able to see, so you're notified somehow that you won. Okay, again, send me your address to Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com, and I will send that to you in a jiffy. That's what my husband likes to say. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate your support. I'm trying to see, because definitely that the comments, when I see them in here, they're super delayed. So anyways, thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Very simple, and I am very happy about that, because I always put layers and layers and stuff, and it makes it a little bit more complicated. So again, Dev, get back to me, and I wish you all a super wonderful rest of your Sunday. If you're here in the live, have a lot of fun today and rest, and a blessed coming week. I definitely get tongue tied sometimes. Even when saying bye, guys. Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me on the Sunday. And I'll see you on Tuesday. I hope you guys have a wonderful